togetherness. Take a moment to breathe in. And take a moment to breathe out. Beautiful. And let's do that again. Take a moment to breathe in. Great. And take a moment to breathe out. Amazing. Now I'm going to do something radical. I'm going to invite all of you to come off of mute. Let your voices be heard because they are indeed important. And we're going to breathe in and breathe out again. Only this time, as you breathe out in the exhale, let out a sound. And let that sound indicate how you're arriving to this meeting. So for example, if you're arriving with hope in your heart and a lot of energy, great. But if you're arriving and you're a little bit heartbroken, that's also welcome because, we're in a world where things is happening. Let that out. So again, everyone take a moment to breathe in. And release. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Just give it a little shake out, everyone. Thank you once again. So and I am the president, your president, for the North American Drama Therapy Association. I'm zooming in today from Brooklyn, New York. I come to you a human being, first and foremost. I come to you a human being who is Black. And yes, the color of my skin, it matters. It matters. I come to you a human being who is non-binary. My pronouns are they, them. Gender is a spectrum. Gender is fluid, and there's not just two genders. Needs to be said. I come to you a human being with disabilities. Not just disabilities that you can see by way of my glasses, but also disabilities that you can't see that speak to my mental health. Why am I saying this? Because there's so much stigma. There's so much guilt and there's so much hate in this world today that anything that we can do as a community, anything that we can do as healers and artists to dismantle that is ever important. And that's how I come to you today. Today, I'm thinking about two students I had the pleasure of meeting at the conference in Toronto a few months ago. One student said to me, Adam, I love being a drama therapy student, and I love being a drama therapist because this is a place of belonging. For them, their experience was this is a place of acceptance. And this from a student. And I thought to myself, wow, this is incredible that this is the kind of spaces that we can create within this organization. I had another student approach me at the conference in Toronto, and they started with thank you, but then they were very brave and they shared some disappointment. They shared that they felt that we as an organization at the conference didn't take time to reflect and acknowledge what was happening in the world. So today I'll take a brief moment to acknowledge that there is war happening. The war continues with Ukraine and Russia. There is significant unrest in the Middle East. But what we do know is that there's a ceasefire. We do know that hostages are being released. And we do know that this is far from over. I'm thinking about our loved ones, our community who are in California, who are impacted by the wildfires, excuse me. We stand in solidarity with you. We see you, and we're here to support you. And we recognize that people existing in this world are people existing with trauma, people existing with grief, people who have been harmed. But what we also know to be true is that we are resilient and we are joyful and we are powerful. And this is a fantastic opportunity to lean into that, isn't it? Today, as president of the North American Drama Therapy Association, I stand before you filled with hope, resilience, and the unwavering belief in our shared mission. Ours is an organization built on the brilliance of clinicians, artists, and scholars who embody creativity. Our superpowers is empathy, and we have the capacity to transform. We are visionaries who know that healing is not a distant goal, but an ongoing and dynamic process. It's no secret that as an organization, we have faced challenges, both within our organization and in the world around us. But as drama therapists, we understand that transformation often begins in the crucible of struggle. Together, That's right, together. We have chosen to meet these moments with transparency and honesty and a commitment to growth. With new management and new leadership, we are embracing the pivotal chapter with courage and clarity, ready to reimagine the ways we serve our communities and support one another. Our world does not exist in isolation around us. The world wrestles with profound challenges, rising inequity, social unrest, mental health crisis, and a longing for a connection that so many people feel in the wake of global uncertainty. These realities touch all of us and remind us why our work matters more than ever. Drama therapy has the power to create spaces whose stories are heard, wounds are acknowledged, and healing can happen. The healing arts are not just tools, they are lifelines. They give voice to the voiceless, hope to the weary, and strength to the fragile. They are a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the boundless potential of community, and it is in community that we find our greatest strength. When we come together as clinicians, artists, scholars, allies, we create something larger than ourselves. Today, I invite each of you to lean into the transformative power of what we do. Let us continue to lift one another up, share our wisdom, and build an organization that mirrors the hope and possibility we bring to the world. Because together, we are not just shaping the future of drama therapy, we are shaping a world where healing, justice, and creativity can flourish. Thank you for your dedication, your artistry, and your humanity. Let's move together, and let's do so stronger than ever. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. If you're able to, please come on screen and let's see each other and be together. Yes, if you can commit to that, just have movement in the screen. I don't know what that movement is, but create some kind of movement. It could be an emoji. It could be clapping your hands. It could be a dance. But if you are ready for change, if you're ready for transformation, move with us. Move with us. Now here we stand, and I don't do this work alone. We are supported by the most amazing board of directors ever. So if you are on the board of directors, I'm going to ask you to stay on screen. If you are not on the board of directors, I will kindly ask just for a moment that you go off screen. And please give a round of applause for these folks who dedicate hours of volunteer service to support this organization and make it the kind of organization that we want and we need, and it's getting us to go in this place. Everyone in this space, ladies, gentlemen, non-binary beauties, these are your board of directors. Come off mute and show them some love. Show them some love in the chat. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love you.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, everyone, come back on screen because you know what? What I love about this is, we didn't have Zoom a while ago, and now we do, and now we can do this virtual meeting. It's kind of amazing, but the way that this works is if we commit to being in community. Yes, so here's a gentle, loving invitation from an Adam to be on screen. We see all the things that are happening in the chat, and we welcome them. We sure do. So once again, these are your board of directors. Thank you for showing them some love for the work that they do on the continuous basis. Hey, everybody, who are we?
Your NADTA Board of Directors. Woo!
And there it is. Lifting up Vice President Emily Faith, Secretary Michelle Yaden, Treasurer Annabeth Moria Bell, President-elect Dr. Chayala Rowe, Communications Chair Monica Gamboa, Diversity Chair Shabir Alston, Research Chair Dr. Angel Cook, Eastern Region Rep Abby Truix, Western Region Rep Ryan Listman, Canadian Representative Cindy Cody, and our Central Region Rep Lisa Moreno. But guess what, everyone? I'm not done. There was a call, and you answered. We have 2 new board members, and here they are. Let's welcome in our new board membership chair and our new government affairs chair. Give some noise and love to Jessica Elbert Conkel and Melissa Killian.
Hooray!
Yes, I love it. Yes, keep it coming. I love it. Yes, yes, wonderful member of our community, a drama therapist specializing in the treatment of eating disorders such as binge eating disorder, anorexia, and bulimia. She uses a trauma-informed, fat-liberating, and anti-fitness industry approach to helping clients reclaim their relationship of their bodies and foster self-worth. As a new membership chair of the North American Drama Therapy Association, Jess is excited to bring her passion for community building and social justice into the leadership role. She looks forward to engaging with the members of the NADTA to further the field of drama therapy and create meaningful, supportive spaces for all. That is Jessica Elwer Kunkel, our new membership chair. You can make some noise. Thank you.
Woo! Yeah.
Woo!
Woo woo.
And of course, we have the fantastic Melissa Killian, who will be our new government affairs chair. And Melissa's expertise comes from a place of working with students, family resource navigator for the LAUSD, where she provides counseling and support to families affected by trauma. Melissa holds a BA in theater arts, a BS in criminal justice from California University, Long Beach, and an MA in drama therapy from New York University. Melissa is passionate about self-advocacy, having worked with various organizations, including MotherNet LA and Habitat for Humanity, and has contributed to multiple roles within the NADTA, including the NADTA Conference Program Chair and a member of the Cultural Humility, Equity, and Diversity Committee. She is excited to take on the role of the NADTA Government Affairs Chair, aiming to create a safe space for community members to share, learn, and advocate for both themselves and the drama therapy profession. Everyone, let's hear it for registered drama therapist from Los Angeles, Melissa Killian.
Woo!
Yay!
Now we're going to touch upon our vision for the future. Here we are, everyone. We're doing this, we're doing it together. I promise it's not just going to be me speaking. You're going to get to hear from some of the board and some of our other special people who are making this organization the fantastic organization that we want and need it to be. But, you know, we had a board retreat the day before the conference in Toronto, and all of the board was there. We had a 100% participation. We met in a boardroom at the Chelsea Hotel in Toronto, Canada, and we had some big and important conversations. You know, thinking through the lens of Landy, we talked about where we are. We discussed where we are. We dreamed and imagined where we wanted to go. We acknowledged what was getting in our way, and we accessed what are our resources, what can help us, right? We also recognize that after 45 plus years, you know, we've outgrown our pot. So think of us as this gorgeous, beautiful plant, right? Are you all imagining? If you're imagining, you can nod your head so that I know that you're with me. Yes. Think of a gorgeous, beautiful pot and think about what happens when this pot grows up and gets bigger. Well, sometimes that pot's going to break. It's a rupture. It's an invitation for change. And so with a new vision in mind, we are looking to change, we are looking to grow, and we are looking to find a new pot, a bigger pot, a pot that will contain, a pot that will hold us, and a pot that will allow us to flourish and grow even more. So yeah, I'm a drama therapist, and we about to do that drama therapist thing. I want us all to transform into the flower or the plant that we want this organization to be, yes? So think of yourself as a little seed, and in about 15 seconds, you're going to go from a seed all the way to the plant that represents our destination, yeah? So take a moment to breathe in. We getting into it, everybody. Here we go. We planted the seeds and let's watch them grow. Let's watch them flourish. Let's watch them grow and flourish, and let's watch us do that together. Mm-hmm. Hmm. As we came together for this important gathering, it's essential to reflect on the incredible role that the NADTA plays within our community. Our association serves as a cornerstone for advocacy, amplifying the needs and perspective of drama therapists across the continent and beyond. We are deeply rooted in the belief that collaboration and support, we foster not only the growth of the field, but also the growth of each individual within it. Hmm. And so here we find ourselves, 2024, a year in review. In the fall of 2023, we invited AORTA, the Anti-Oppression Resource and Training Alliance, to come in and look at us, see what we're doing well and, well, what we're doing not so well. And as a review, I'm going to break it down into 4 components to help us understand where we've been, yeah? So when AORTA came in, we invited them to address membership's demand to confront and dismantle the structural racism and bias and issues within our organizational systems and policies, right? Following an application process, AORTA engaged the NADTA in 3-stage process to strengthen the organization's ongoing endeavors to uproot white supremacy. The process, beginning in the early November 2023, uprooting white supremacy, 17 board members, 14 NADTA members were interviewed, and 15 board members and 100 members filled out a survey. On December 17th, there was a presentation to illuminate the findings and recommendations of said survey. We found that rupture on the board had caused pain that really hadn't been addressed. We found that all volunteer boards lack capacity, experience, and tools. We found that administrative structures are under-resourced, outdated, and onerous. We found a lack of adequate onboarding and offboarding practices for board members. We found inconsistent and understanding inadequate implementation of access and disability justice. And we found ideological diversity challenges, alignment in times of internal and external crisis. AORTA offered some recommendations, everybody, and what they said was, we need to define our board roles and responsibilities and train incoming board members. We need to create clear onboarding and offboarding flowcharts. We need to improve accessibility for the conference and increase opportunities for membership engagement. We need to think about how do we do conferences in person, but also how do we do conferences virtually? We need to utilize external facilitators for sensitive conversations, and we need to make this membership robust. And that brought us to make a really, really big decision. We parted ways with our previous management company with whom we had been for 10 years. And from there, we found First Point Management Resources. And at First Point, we found a full-service accredited association management company based in North Carolina who leverages expert people, cutting-edge technology, and innovative processes to optimize back-office operations, helping companies thrive, comply, and even expand. What we love about First Point is they specialize in association management, providing financial expertise, partnership, and development. Along with First Point, we're going through a transformation. An NADTA governance consultation project, and phase 1 includes revising our bylaws. We're going to be collaborating with our NADTA leadership and committee members, and we even invite some of you to join in this committee, and there'll be a call going out about that, and adjust the organizational structure, ensuring that it supports priority areas like certification and accreditation, evaluate volunteer engagement, and determine which committees can be disbanded or streamlined while shifting certain responsibilities such as archives to staff or online services. We're going to adopt language and necessary changes to the bylaws for us to be able to be in better practice, for us to be better. And then we go on to phase 2, committee structure and a charter review. Now, with the approval of the bylaws by not just the NADTA board, but also you, our membership, we are looking to conduct interviews and active committees to assess their mission, processes, and decision-making structures, and develop charters for final board approval. We're looking to document and evaluate committee processes, identifying areas for revision, improvement, and support the organization in creating best practices across all activities and draft updated committee charters in line with the revised bylaws and policies and procedures. Wow. No, it's that time I'm going to stop sharing again. And the reason I stopped sharing, all there's a reason. I'm going to tell you. You know, when the slides are up, we can't see each other. We're not in community. And I'm talking a lot about community. The board is talking a lot about community. Am I right? So when we stop sharing here and there, it allows us to just check in with each other, whether it's just a knowing look, a glance. Yeah. Taking in that we are in a period of transformation and restoration, as per the theme of our last conference in Toronto. Speaking of Toronto, you saw that segue, right? Cindy Cody, Canadian Region Rep Extraordinaire. It's coming to you to talk about our fantastic conference that was held in Toronto just this past fall. Everyone, let's hear it for Cindy Cody.
Yay! All right. Well, Adam has said many, many times, I believe to a lot of people that, they said it couldn't be done. They said we couldn't do a conference in such short notice. And I'm happy to say that we blew them out of the water. And more importantly, I'm taking this time to talk about the conference and also talk about the Canadian region and say that I am so proud of our specifically Canadian members that showed up to find things and volunteer and create what a lot of you said was a fantastic conference. So I want to say a big shout out to Rowena Tam, Cassandra Brennan, our conference co-chairs. I mean, your energy and detail and consideration of our members and their very specific needs and creating this atmosphere that was both really amazing and energizing was just phenomenal. I also wanted to take a special time to thank the conference co-chairs, Megan and Venus. Again, your implication and your drive in this just made it amazing. We just had all of these fantastic things. Again, we had a fantastic party. I think everybody was super happy, and I heard from a lot of people that said that they wanted to continue integrating the costumes because it just brought people, I think, into it that much more, and seeing everybody just have so much fun. There were these amazing opportunities to decorate for the gala. I think people were really appreciative of the food that was served. It allowed people time to rejuvenate, time to fuel, and at the same time connect with everybody. And I was really happy to see all of these pods of people connecting, passing out cards and phone numbers, and you could see everybody really energized. It was amazing. We had what I believe is our first student get together lunch at Jack Astor's. And again, this amazing community was gathered together, sharing stories, getting close. And I know from the students that I have back at Concordia, it was a real opportunity for them to feel part of this community. And I think that conference did exactly that. So I'm just so happy and so proud again for the show up that was the Canadian conference. And I just want to take this little time to also talk about what's going to be happening in Canada this year. 2025 will be creating a symposium and creating opportunities for us to be able to gather and connect a lot more. So we're moving forward in such an exciting way, and a way that is really listening to you, the creation, the bringing together. Did I miss anything, Adam? I don't think so.
No, Cindy, that was brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Cindy Cody, Canadian Region Rep Extraordinaire. Did you know that at the conference in Toronto, we had a registration and attendance of over 200 people? I mean, it's kind of impressive because we predicted that we'd have much less. So we really blew it out of the water, and we're really, really excited by that. Thank you, Cindy, for all that you've done to support Canada our Canadian membership, and of course the NADTA. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everyone, let's hear it for Cindy Cody once more time.
Thank you so much. And I'm just so excited for the future and where we're going to go and be able to really bring this really large country sort of together and in a vision, in a straight vision.
Amazing. Thanks, Cindy.
Thank you.
As we continue on with this meeting, we're going to be meeting and being taken care of by a lot of people. And this next human that I'm about to introduce has really leaned into multiple roles within the organization. They started a year ago, just over a year ago, as the education chair. They are now our Madam President-elect. They are very dear. They're a superstar in the organization. And a lot of our transformation and initiatives have been supported by this human being. And it gives me great pleasure and honor to introduce Dr. Chayola Rowe, your Madam President-elect.
Thank you, Adam. Man, to have your glow up every day would be so amazing. I'm going to have you follow me around and introduce me as I walk in the meetings at work from now on. It is my joy and pleasure to serve the NADTA. I've been a member of the NADTA since 2000 and a RDT since 2004. And it was about time that I join the board and serve the organization. Love the work of education chair, but understand there was a need for me to step in and support in the executive team, and I'm happy to do that. Still sort of bridging that gap for education at the moment while we're looking for people to kind of come in and take on some of the roles. So I'm hoping the next few slides that I share, just giving an overview of education in the NADTA, will stimulate some interest from people on this Zoom or people who may watch it later. Am I sharing slides or is someone else sharing the slide deck?
President-elect, I got you.
You got me. Okay. Thank you, Adam.
Of course. And here we go. We're going to the Zoom.
So going with the theme of the garden, I have sort of presented our areas of education with the sort of symbol of a tree and looking at the roots of our profession. Drama therapy professional training is kind of where it all starts, in the soil. And then registry and credentials are like the branches. That's what allows us as professionals to sort of branch out and do what we intend to do professionally. And then continuing education is that growth. That's that ongoing growth cycle that we're creating day after day in providing our continued learning as professionals. And in the next slide, I'm going to get into a little more detail about the roots of the profession. So when we look at training with the NADTA, I'm happy to report that we still have 6 strong university accredited programs at Antioch, CIIS, Concordia, Kansas State University, Lesley, and NYU. And in all 6 of those programs, there are approximately 232 actively enrolled students. And I don't have a total final number from 2024, but it's approximately 90 graduates in 2024 from those university programs. Now, supporting all of that student learning, we have 14 full-time faculty members across all 6 of those programs, 8 part-time faculty, and upwards of 39, 40 adjunct faculty that support those programs and provide that learning to the students. In the alternative training program, we have 106 fantastic active RDT BCTs, and they are the people who supervise the alternative training students. We have 72 active alternative training students, and we can go into a little bit more later, but the alternative training program is still alive and kicking and doing great work to provide that accessibility to the credential and the training to a lot of people who are coming at it from a non-traditional pathway. I also want to talk just a little bit about global equivalency. We've had a lot of requests this year from people who train outside of North America or Canada, and they want to sort of take their drama therapy training and turn it into an RDT credential. So we're still working on how to kind of make that work. It's hard in a global scape to really look at those trainings side by side and see, but we do have some people who are really interested in making that a possibility and making it a little more accessible and straightforward for people to participate in that. And then also want to note the HBCU outreach program is alive and well. June Handy is an RDT, and June has taken over leadership of that subcommittee and is in partnership between the NADTA and the Drama Therapy Fund to sort of increase access and awareness in historically Black colleges and universities in North America. All right, so now let's look at the sort of future ongoing activities and future growth of that training area. I'd really love to find some people who are interested in joining that subcommittee and really taking on some revisions to the AT handbook, streamlining our training materials so that it's not confusing for, showing how there's similarities and or sameness between the different kinds of training in terms of credentialing and or in terms of curriculum and what the requirements are for drama therapy credentialing. And then just kind of looking at ways of creating new resources for BCTs, maybe an orientation, maybe some kinds of assessment, but better engagement to prepare BCTs for their training, whether they're working in university programs or in alternative training, but really supporting those board certified trainers. And then looking at the branches, that professional credentialing area of the NADTA, I'm so excited. We have 33 new PRDT members in 2024. We have 38 registered drama therapists that are new this past year and 6 new board certified trainers that have joined our credentialed members. We can move on to our sort of growth and ongoing activities for credentialing. We're revising a whole lot of our application processes. Our committee's working really well. First Point has been so amazing and supportive in helping us kind of revise and look at how we're doing that credentialing process and trying to make it more accessible, more straightforward, less confusing for everybody involved, whether it be trainers or students or anybody who wants to apply for a credential. And then we're working on figuring out ways to kind of leverage that MemberClicks database to make all of these things sort of less onerous in terms of creating many, many documents that have to be stored and filed and resourced, and try to keep everything attached to every member's database. So the database is really going forward going to be our sort of place of truth, the source of truth for all documents and records. So lots of growth opportunities for the credentialing. We're going to assess even the possibility of separating our credentialing out and putting it into a separate organization similar to the American Art Therapy Association, music therapy, dance therapy. They all have a separate credentialing board that is separate from their association. There are a lot of benefits to that could potentially happen. That's going to take a little bit of time and participation from our membership and our committees to be able to make that happen. But lots and lots of good things coming. We're looking at like simple things that we can do, like bringing back a fancy credential certificate. It's been a couple of years since that's happened. I think we were cutting costs. There were a lot of different reasons, and the credential got simpler over time, and we want to bring back some sort of more secure and aesthetically pleasing and nice looking certificates for our new RDTs and BCTs. So be looking for that on the forefront. And last, we have the growth opportunities, continuing education. We just finished that. We can move to the next slide, Adam, if you get a chance to pop over there. In the 2023-2024 cycle, we successfully had over 500 drama therapists in North America who completed the required CEs needed to maintain a professional RDT or RDT-BCT credential. So let's celebrate that. Good job, everybody. And to try to make that process a little more straightforward, you will have noticed, if you participated in that, that we are using the MemberClicks database to be able to just sort of fill out a form instead of having to download forms, fill them out, upload. That sort of process made it really challenging for the education committee and the office to be able to do that every other year audit. And this allows us just to run reports and to be able to assess compliance a lot easier. It also allows the member the opportunity to generate a transcript of their learning, and they can do it with filters. So if you just want to see your CHED credits, you can do a transcript of CHED credits. If you just want to see your credits within a certain year or 2-year time frame, you can set the date parameters and make that transcript happen that way. So it's a lot better. It's not perfect. I'll talk later in this presentation about technology and how we're looking at other ways of sort of improving technology, leveraging those things. But of course, all of those advances come with costs. So it'll take us some time to kind of look at what we can do. But in the meantime, continuing education is really exciting in the way we're using the new thing. And future growth, we really want to kind of get some leadership over continuing education specifically. So if we have a chair who is just in charge of CEs, then they can help us develop virtual and online options where people can, outside of conferences and symposiums, they can do asynchronous CEs where we have presenters. Maybe you've done some research or written a book and you want to do some CE, provide some like recorded CE options, then the presenter can get paid for creating that content, and then members can pay to access that CE in your own time whenever is convenient for you. So those are some ideas that we're working on, trying to create a lot more of the virtual options, but of course we need some leadership and some support to be able to make that happen. And we're also reviewing all of our CE policies and trying to make things more clear and understandable and accessible for everybody to be able to kind of tie into those knowledge competency areas a little bit better and help us grow in our knowledge and understanding in terms of what we set out to do as professional drama therapists. And I think that's it for the education report. Would love to talk to anybody. I'm still answering for the time being the education@NADTA email, but of course, another way to reach me is through office@nadta.org or any of our First Point staff. So please do reach out if you're interested in supporting any of these committees and getting involved. You don't necessarily have to have experience with committee leadership. You just have to have a willingness to sort of jump in and learn and try. Before I joined as education chair, I really didn't know much at all about the AT program or a lot of the other things. So just really know that it's all doable. It just takes that desire and willingness to kind of jump in and do the work with us. So thank you, Adam.
No, Chayela Rowe, thank you. What you have outlined for us is incredible, thinking about where we are, where we want to go with credentialing, with education, with all of it. It's just the most magnificent work. Community, please let's show some love and appreciation to our president-elect, Dr. Chayela Rowe. Thank you. And as we continue on, yes, please do keep using the chat and putting things in the chat. We're going to be monitoring that and responding. We're going to save it and be responding to folks. Also, as Chayela mentioned, we can be reached at office@nadta.org for any questions, concerns, or comments that you may have. And lastly, I want to give a shout out to the office. We have a new office. First Point is here. They are amazing. We recognized our board for the brilliance that the board is doing. And, we're in partnership. We don't do this in isolation. So Keep your rounds of applause coming for First Point Management Resources, our office staff, which includes Rachel, Ellie, Donna, Laura. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Did I forget anybody? I think that's everyone, right? Rachel, Ellie, Donna, Laura. One more time, let's thank them for all this. It's because of them that we are organizing ourselves, transforming ourselves, reforming ourselves, and again, being able to support you in the wonderful ways that we are. So now, everyone, we're going to move into our membership part of our presentation today. And what we know to be true is we're really excited to have a new membership chair. So let's again hear Jessica. Yes, really excited for that. And what we're going to be looking at today is our membership breakdown, efforts by our student committee, membership survey, a discussion about communication and technology updates, and finally, the reveal of our new virtual symposium initiative. It's all here. So if you take a moment to look at our membership report, this is indeed our membership breakdown, right? And so it's color-coded and there for you to see. We know that the majority of our organization is comprised of professional RDTs, right? But then we also have a fair amount of students. We have 117 students, and so that's the future of our organization, isn't it? Right? And that feels really, really good and lovely. Um, PRDTs, our new track, we have 49 recent graduates, new people in the field who are starting their careers, and 49 people have entered into the pre-RDT, right? This is just very exciting. Altogether, we have around 909 members, and we took a dip after COVID, right? We took a dip. But those numbers are rising and growing, and we're coming back, everyone, and that's really exciting. So please take a few more seconds to acknowledge this breakdown and the story it tells, and then we're going to continue on. Great. And so our student committee, this is really exciting for me because, gosh, 10 years ago, in 2015, I started as a student at New York University. And when I started as a student at New York University, our current treasurer, Anna Bess Moore, was also on the student committee, and she invited me to join in the student committee. And that was the start of my service with the NADTA. So the student committee is near and dear to my heart. And well, the story of the student committee is this. Over the past few years, the student committee has suffered. And some things that they have acknowledged, and I'm going to be speaking on their behalf today with information that they have shared with the board of directors, is that they feel not seen. They have felt isolated. They have felt that they haven't been supported by the NADTA in the ways that they would like to. They have felt that the partnership is lacking between the big board, our board of directors, and also with the student committee. And so we are working really hard, myself and Jess will be joining in this initiative, to relaunch the student committee, to reestablish its charter, its policies and procedures, to help formulate initiatives so that students feel seen and heard, right? Cindy Cody, Canadian region rep, said, at the conference in Toronto, we made a big effort to make sure that the students felt our presence, felt that they were being seen, felt that they were being heard. We had so many people come to our newcomer meet and greet. It was unprecedented that we had to almost rent out the entire space because there was so much energy and excitement from the students who came from all over the globe in order to participate in this conference. At the conference, we were able to have our student meet and greet where we were able to be in play and embodiment and in conversation, really important conversation, right? And the way that we presented it was like this. It wasn't, hey, look at us with a board and you are students, but rather we're all humans, right? We're all forever learners. And pulling from the principle of disability justice and interdependence, as our students get to learn from us in the field as supervisors and educators and veterans in the field, guess what? I get to learn from the students. We get to learn from the students and we get to grow. So our investment in their future, our investment in the future of our organization is ever present, ever necessary. And in my platform as president, I am 100% committed to seeing the success of this committee thrive. And I want to just note a few individuals from the student committee who have really shown up as leaders. Lifting up Rory Stark from Concordia University. Thank you, Rory. Lifting up Anna Maria and Daisy from New York University, who have really stepped in during this transition period. And finally, Blair Weber. Blair, who came in from Leslie and said, I'm here to do the thing. I'm here to show up. And all these individuals have supported. And in early February, we're going to be relaunching the student committee. And stay tuned, y'all, because we're going to be hearing from them. And I just can't wait to see all the fantastic things that they will do. Yep, let's see here. I'm going to stop sharing as I do because I'm curious to see who the students are in the space. Yes, so if you're not a student, go off screen. If you are a student and you would like to be seen and heard, oh my, we invite you to be on screen. So let's see all the students. If you are in the role of a student, please be on screen and be seen. Yes, these are our students. Give it up for the students, everybody. Yes, yes, there they are.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Yay, students.
Yay, students. Indeed.
Woo!
Yes. We have a busy program, so we're going to continue on. Thank you, students, and thank you for all that you do. We are here for you, and we are here with you. That's right. And so continuing on, sharing my screen once again, as I do. We're going to be talking about the membership survey, right? And so a few years ago, it was commonplace where every year as an organization, we had an annual membership survey. And this served as as an internal audit to see how we were doing as an organization. Well, guess what, beautiful people? That membership survey is coming back in 2025, right? We took so much time and energy and effort to invest in aorta, and we need to make sure that we're responsible, that we're continuing our promise, our commitment to you to be better, to do better. But it's not just on us, it's on all of us, isn't it? It is on all of us to do this work together. And so with this survey, this is an action step that we're inviting our members to take to talk about us. Tell us, what are we doing great? And also tell us what we're doing less great. So the only way that that's going to be really effective is if we have a high percentage of participation, right? So really encouraging everyone to participate in the survey. Take a few moments, do the survey, add the comments, and this is advocacy. It's speaking up for what you want in the organization, what you need, what you desire, yeah? Stay tuned, coming to you soon. Chayela, this is where we're going to talk about communication and technology. And Chayela, if it's okay, I'd like to pass this to you.
I'd love to take it, Adam. Thank you. I will receive it, and I will jump in here and say, communication is so important, is it not? And we have been I guess I want to back up a little and say, Adam spoke earlier about leaving our previous management company and joining First Point. And there was a period of time that I like to refer to as the in-between time when we left Cap Hill and we had not yet signed a contract with First Point. In our board of directors, we're sort of holding all of our technology, and we got to see the back end in a way that we had never had an opportunity to do before. And what we discovered was our email communication. We have many, many emails. There's over 40 emails that are assigned to the @nadta.org domain, and most of them are never used. And then of the ones that are assigned actively, a lot of members will sort of opt to have those emails sent to a personal inbox and respond to them, check them there. And part of the reason is that Rackspace email, which is part of our MemberClicks platform, is not secure. It's the technology is kind of old and antiquated and kind of clunky. And it makes it really challenging to be able to track communication as it's coming in and respond to it effectively, while also not accidentally clicking on a phishing email or spam or something like that, because it floods in at such a rate. So we've been looking at what options we could have for communication, but it may be no surprise to you that supporting 40 emails for an organization can be really, really expensive. And we really don't think that it's fair to our members to try to add on cost upon cost upon cost for things that maybe are not the best use of technology. So moving forward, the board has approved for us to come down to just 3 email addresses that will be at nadta.org. It's going to be info@nadta.org, president@nadta.org, and credentialing@nadta.org. And that's going to allow our office staff to be able to sort of route communication through them and triage it and send it to the right areas and the right board chairs to be able to respond to things. And then we're going to be looking for apps and technologies and platforms through MemberClicks maybe, or other types of technologies that are going to help us be able to keep our communication in referenceable places. So instead of having thousands of email back and forth communication that you might have to filter through, we'll be able to keep that communication in spaces where it's sort of like work discussion boards and things like that. Most of us should be a little bit familiar. We use these sorts of technologies in learning, whether you're enrolled or if you're in a work situation, you may have some of these technologies, but that's what we're looking at doing. And we're hoping to try to keep it as low cost as we possibly can, but mostly efficient and streamlined, so that the burden of being a board member is not so cumbersome because of that need to respond to constant communication and potentially dropping something and kind of not being able to serve our membership the best way that we can. Did I miss anything, Adam?
Nope, Charlie, I think you covered it. This is really exciting. As you mentioned, this is going to make our organization much more accessible and help our operations to run that much more smoothly. So thank you for offering this update. Everyone, Dr. Cheryl LaRue, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Adam.
Oh my gosh, what is this? An NADTA virtual symposium. Y'all, I'm going to invite us to do that thing. Do that thing. Everyone come off mute. Come off mute. And I would love for everyone to give me an ooh. Now let's have the ooh ah. Put it all together. We had the ooh, we had the ah. Now give me an ooh ah.
Ooh,
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna take back the
bye
mic.
bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And so in it was 2020, we found ourselves having to have an all virtual conference. And then we had another all virtual conference in 2021. And then in 2022, when we went to San Diego, we were able to be back in person. And a lot of the feedback that we got, and we got to speak through a lens of transparency, and that's what I'm about to do. And so a lot of folks felt, I can't go to the conference. I can't go to the conference because I'm immunocompromised. And if I go to the conference, I could be putting my life in jeopardy. I can't go to the conference. It's a lot of money to go to a conference. I can't go to the conference because if I go to the conference and I spend all this money, that might impact how I pay my rent or pay for groceries or food, right? I can't go to the conference because of a personal reason, which I don't have to share with you, and I can't make it there in person, right? And then there were virtual offerings that were offered, and a lot of the feedback held that, it didn't feel the same, that the energy that was put into the virtual conference offerings was not the same. And part of that was because is that we were overburdening some of our volunteers. So if you were a conference chair or co-chair, you were invited to not only support the in-person conference, but also then a few weeks later, just a few short weeks later, to pull out a full virtual conference. That is a lot to ask of somebody, right? Membership, community, we hear you and we see you. And so this year, what we're going to do is we're going to separate the in-person conference from what we're going to have the virtual symposium, right? And this virtual symposium will be supported by our regional reps. It's going to be in the late winter or early spring, and this will be an opportunity for us to have a virtual space mid-year not connected to the in-person conference that upholds the ideals of accessibility, community, the same scholarship the same artistry, the same clinical practice that you would have at the in-person conference is going to be part of our virtual symposium, right? So if you are interested in supporting this effort, we welcome you to support as a volunteer, and we look forward to welcoming you into our virtual space. And this is another time throughout the year that we can join as a community. Isn't that something? Because what we have found is that we go to the conference in the fall, and then we don't see each other a lot of times until a year later, right? So this will be an intentional space at least 2 times a year, and there's more initiatives coming. You'll be hearing from some of the committee chairs in just a moment, but this is another way that we can come in and be together and learn together and grow together, right? So stay tuned for more information connected to our virtual symposium space. Feeling so excited about this. And once again, we need volunteers. We need help. So if you're interested in helping and volunteering, reach out to where? office@nadta.org. Thank you, everyone. We're continuing on. There's our virtual symposium. And now I'm going to introduce our treasurer, Madam Treasurer, Annabeth Moore-Bell. Hey, Annabeth.
Hi, Adam. I love that you brought up the fact that we served as student reps. I have to say that was probably one of the best decisions I ever made. So
Oh,
to everybody else, you're welcome because Adam is incredible. Hi, everybody. I'm going to talk about finance, which is, I want to acknowledge money, finance, budgets, spreadsheets is not everybody's cup of tea, mine included. I know sometimes it can also just bring up anxiety. And so, yeah, so I'm taking all of that anxiety and putting it over here for the time being. And I'm just going to talk to you for a couple minutes about who I am, a little bit about where we are currently, and then where we're going in the future. So my name is Annabeth Moyer-Bell. I have two first names, Annabeth. I am your treasurer. I want to tell you a little bit about who I am and about my financial experience to set the stage for how I intend on supporting us in this time of growth and change. So right after grad school, I founded a nonprofit and I ran it for about 10 years. As you can imagine, when I began it, I started with a $0 budget. And by the time I left, our operating budget was close to $500,000. Toward the end of my time there, I successfully navigated the financial challenges of COVID-19, which included years of budget deficits and a volatile financial landscape. Coming out of the pandemic from 2021 to when I stepped down earlier last year in 2024, I was able to increase the organization's revenue by 200%. And I did this because even in a time of uncertainty, I courageously decided to invest in the future, of the programs and make large systemic changes within the organization. And that's really what we're doing here. I think you can hear that that's a thread through this whole presentation today. So where are we today? In 2024, this past year, the NADTA ran a deficit. Why, you may ask? Because we decided it was time to dip into our savings and invest in our future. At the beginning of last year, because of all of the incredible work of Aorta and our brave leadership on the board, we decided we were going to leave our management company, like we've talked about earlier, and we needed to find a new company that could better support our organization and help us build long-term sustainability and growth. Enter stage left, first point. As you can imagine, this kind of sport costs more money. So this year, our budget deficit was almost solely connected to this new contract and this new support. But oh my God, has this investment been worth it? And what we've been hearing from all you is that you can feel the difference too. which is a really wonderful thing to hear. So from a finance perspective, First Point is helping us increase transparency about our financial reporting, improve financial systems and processes, and strategically plan for financial growth so that we can better serve you, the members, and our long-term vision. Next slide. So investing our future. So looking ahead, one of the critical steps we need to take is to increase our membership dues. Our dues haven't increased since 2014, which, although may feel like yesterday, it was actually 11 years ago. This increase is necessary not just because the cost, as we know, the cost of everything has risen, but also because of these things bulleted below. It will help us sustain and strengthen the investments we've already made to better support you. Those we've talked about earlier today. It will help us expand the drama therapy review. It will help us provide new opportunities for you, like being able to provide webinars and virtual forums for CEs and virtual support for navigating credentialing. And it will continue to support the transition from a working board to a governing board. And I know that all of you on this call that have served on this board know that this transition is long overdue. I'm just going to end by saying that I'm super excited about what's ahead. I believe that even within the next year, we're going to see a healthier, more sustainable, and more expansive NADTA, and I am here for it. Thank you.
Everyone, let's hear for Annabeth. Thank you so much, Annabeth. You know, I'm a therapist. I'm imagining, and forgive the assumption, that many of us are not so good with numbers and money. That may not be our first jam, and that is okay. So having someone who has the expertise and the talent, the wisdom of Annabeth, our Madam Treasurer, is essential to the development and growth of our organization. And I will say, just to add on quickly to what Annabeth was sharing, part of the reason that we invested in First Point Management Resources is their ability to repair and rehabilitate organizations, right? As I mentioned, we're in a state of restoration, we're in a state of transformation, and they specialize with finance, right? They specialize with cultural and organizational growth, and these are items that I dare say we need to lean into. So along with First Point and Annabeth, we are moving into a stronger fiscal location. And oh, that feels good, because when we have money, we'll be able to do a lot more. When we feel secure in that, we'll be able to do a lot more. So this is a way that we can have stability within the organization. Annabeth, we're so grateful to you. Thank you so much. Once again, give it up for Annabeth, our Madam Treasurer. Now, y'all, we are an organization of artists and clinicians, healers, but we're also an organization of researchers. You like that segue? Yeah? And so it gives me great pleasure to introduce our research chair, the amazing, the fantastic Dr. Angel Cook, who's going to bring us through our research narrative of 2025. Angel, space to you.
Thank you so much, Adam. Just like Shyla said, I need you to come into a room before I come in and make me feel so good about myself. I'm really excited to talk to you all briefly today. I'm noticing for myself, I need a little stretch. So I know we're an hour and 15 minutes in. So if you need a stretch or a deep breath or whatever to do to stay with us for 45 more minutes as we keep sharing the exciting things that we're doing. So I just want to highlight a couple of the things that we're doing on the research committee, but with an eye toward the resources that you all have, because as I talk to folks, I realize that they don't always know about the resources we have available to you. So I'm going to talk about a couple of them very briefly. So one of our initiatives are the research reference list subcommittees. So we have 3 different. We have an empirical database, which I took over from Dr. Jason Friedman, who started with Dr. Callie Armstrong, the student thesis database and then the theory database. I just want to mention that our student thesis database was led by the fabulous Toby for a couple years, but he's getting his PhD, had to step down. So we are looking for either lead or co-leads for the student thesis database. So if you're interested in that, please, please, please reach out to me at research@nadta.org, and I would love to chat with you about that. If you could go to the next slide, Adam. So I just wanted to highlight, we published 2 papers. We published one for the drama therapy student database, and then go ahead, next slide. We also published one for our theory database. So the first one is available open access with GMS. The second is available with arts and psychotherapy. So where are these databases, you might ask? Well, let me show you. I'm going to screen share, and I wanted to navigate to these things because sometimes seeing and doing is much better than just explaining. So here is our NADTA website. If you go here and then you go to what is drama therapy, there's a drop-down menu and you go to research. And then you will see lots of wonderful things under the research, including drama therapy review, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, a measures database, some just information about research. But the 3 things I want to highlight for you are the empirical research reference list, the theoretical reference list, and then the student reference list. So how you access these is you click on that and it will bring you to a new page. It will tell you all about it, and then view the research categories and references. And it tells you exactly how to navigate it. But so if you are a student who is looking for specific empirical research, if you are a graduate, if you are just a practitioner in the field looking to see if anyone has published on your topic, this is a really, really great start. So the cool thing about this list is it's organized a couple ways. It's organized by year, it's organized by author, but it's also organized categorically. So specific populations is here. So you're like, oh, I'm working with children and adolescents, and I want to see, you know, what has been done about in school-based drama therapy. There's articles for that. So that is our empirical list. If you go back here and click on theory, it brings up our theory list, which I'm just going to show you. Again, it's organized by year, by journal, and then by author. You'll see we publish a lot in arts and psychotherapy. We publish a lot in drama therapy review, our academic journal with the NADTA. We publish a fair amount in drama therapy, and then a little bit in other places. So theory is what we are built on. It is where we go and then have empirical research based off of theory. So it's a really important list. And then the last list I want to show you is our student research list. So this are the accessible student theses from our universities. Again, there's a guide. These are all the different categories. I teach research at a couple different universities, and one thing I found was that there were a lot of people doing similar work, but they didn't know each other. They weren't able to connect. They weren't reading each other's work. So now this database serves as a way to see what other theses and dissertations have been done. Also, it's organized by school and it's organized by theory. So if you're looking at the core processes, you can see who else has done this work. And many of them are accessible so that you can read them and then you can help understand and situate yourself in the research. So I just wanted to show you all of that because those are free resources that are on the website that are being updated every year that you can use from the time you're just interested in drama therapy all the way through your career. So please, please, please utilize them. And if you're interested in joining one of the teams who helps maintain them and works on those, please reach out to me as well. Adam, can we go back to our slideshow? Thank you. So those are 3 of our initiatives, and then one more. I want to just talk about our 2 other real quickly, and just a couple things going on with them. So our core processes subcommittee, which is myself, Jason Friedman, Kelly Armstrong, and Rebecca Versace. We have been working away for the last 4 years since I've been the research chair, 3 years since I've been research chair. I have 1 year left. And we've presented at a lot of conferences. We are working on a paper right now that hopefully we're going to publish in the next couple months. And really excitingly, we are going to be presenting at the European National Conference in Latvia in May. So we're really, really excited to be there to help represent the NADTA and just talk about our research there. That's really, really exciting. And then our research mentorship subcommittee, which is Jason and I, we have 8 different pairs that are currently matched. There's 5 that are working toward publications and 3 that are working toward research studies. And we're really excited for this second iteration, and hopefully that this will be something that continues on even after I'm not research chair anymore. So really, really excited. And thank you to all my volunteers. You have seen all their names, but it takes a village, as we always say. I think I have more than 20 volunteers between my 5 different committees, and just really wonderful, committed people who are working for free to advance our field of research, and really, really excited to have them. In addition to being research chair, I'm also managing editor for Drama Therapy Review. So I wanted to do just a quick plug for Drama Therapy Review, because still I encounter people who don't realize that as NADTA members, you have access to Drama Therapy Review. You can access all of our articles, and I'm going to show you how in a minute. But before I show you how, I want to celebrate and say we had our 10th anniversary of Drama Therapy Review. Nisha and Christine have been leading the journal since it started 10 years ago. I joined only 5 years ago. And if you haven't heard yet, we have a really big change happening. So Nisha is stepping off as principal editor after doing amazing, amazing work for the last 10 years. And we're really excited to have Dr. Christine Mayer moving into the principal editor role. And we're also really excited to welcome Dr. Britton Williams to our team. She is going to be our new associate editor. Yeah. Everybody come up mute and let's hear a little bit of love just for DTR, for all of the things. And I will stay on as managing editor, and we're just really excited to keep bringing you the research, the commentaries, the photo essays, the book and performance reviews, and all the different things that keep DTR running. So I'm gonna share my screen one more time. These are just some of our slides, and I'm gonna show you how to access DTR if you don't know. So if you go back to our website and you go to our login, so I'm gonna log in mine, obviously, and I'm gonna say keep me logged in, but it doesn't always work, so we might have to log in again. And then you'll see your stuff here, and right here, look, right on the whatever this thing is called, it's right here, Drama Therapy Review Access. So you click on, and I think sometimes you have to log in again, sometimes you don't. Click here to access the journal. There it is. You can do our current issue. Look, there's our 10th anniversary editorial by Dr. Nisha Sajnani. Here are articles for our 10th, but it's not just that. You can look at all of our special issues and all 10 issues that are up here. So you have access to the entire history of Drama Therapy Review by being a member. So if you do not take advantage of that, please, please, please do, because I know after, especially you're not students anymore, you lose access to a lot of our academic articles. We have a lot published in DTR, so please use this to stay up to date. Thank you all. I've loved serving the last 3 years. I'm really excited for my last year. If you're interested in joining the student committee or anything else, or just need research help or want to reach out and say hi, please, please do. Thank you all. Gonna turn it back to Adam.
Amazing, amazing. Give it up for Dr. Angel Cook. Phenomenal research chair that she is. Wow, you're doing so much. so much. It's incredible. We're so lucky to have had you these past 3 years and so fortunate we get to have you for one more. Congrats, Drama Therapy Review, on 10 years and all the beautiful changes, acknowledging the hard work that has been done and the hard work that's yet to come. I also want to lift up Meredith Dean, another DTR founding member. Yes, well, acknowledging Meredith Dean. And then Nisha brings in Anna Maria, our communications chair for the Drama Therapy Review, giving representation and honoring the work that Anna Maria is doing as her role as communications chair. So thank you for all of that. And now, everyone, give yourself another stretch, just like we had before, because we're in these seats and we're coming towards the close. I know we've been so much is happening. Once again, a friendly reminder, questions, comments, concerns, please do send them to office@nedta.org, and we'll be sure to address them in a timely manner. We want to hear from you. It's important. It really is. So please do take the time. If something's on your mind or you have an idea, we welcome it. Thank you, everyone. And so now, as we continue on with our program, we're going to be talking about the Cultural Humility, Equity, and Diversity Committee. Sadly, Shabria Alston, our phenomenal Chedic chair, is not able to be here today. As a past diversity chair myself, she's asked me to step in. And so this is what Shabria wanted to share with all of you. They have 3 active committees right now doing really amazing work to support justice, equity, diversity, inclusion, and also access. Thrilled to say, Chedic will relaunch the Drama Therapists Against White Supremacy campaign this year. As many of you know, this is near and dear to my heart. Dr. Jessica Bluer out of Concordia worked incredibly hard to get this to go. And then she said, Adam, come join me in this. And together we launched something that was really, really incredible and necessary and important. And it is just as necessary and important now as it was when it was created. Yes, so stay tuned for that and lean into it, everyone. We are drama therapists, and it's important that we are against white supremacy and that we say it plainly and that we say it clearly. We're also going to have the reintroduction of diversity equity calls, where you'll have an opportunity to engage in community and affinity to talk about things in the way that we need to, so that this way we can serve those that we are working with just a little bit more fully, right? The Cultural Equity Diversity Committee will be beginning a workshop series, and it's possible you can earn some CHED CEs for that, and I'm going to be passing it over to Chayala to talk about what those are. And listen, Chedic is going to be coming out with a 2025 calendar to acknowledge all the wonderful things that they're doing to support us, once again, with cultural humility, equity, and diversity. And with that, we're going to move on to talk about the CHED CEs. Chayela, this CHED CEs, we got lots of questions about the CHED CEs. So could you shine a light on this for us, please?
I love it, love it, love it. Thank you, Adam. CHED CEs make up a large portion of what we intend our professional competency to demonstrate in our continuing education. So 15 of our CEs every cycle need to be CHED related material. So to make it clear, we've got in our continuing education our content areas, and then we have our methods for getting that content, right? That's what it's described as on our NADTA continuing education website. CHED is a content area because it's related to our knowledge competencies. Cultural humility, equity, diversity is laid out. But what is CHED? What is cultural humility? What are the topics that might be important to cover? Shabrea has done a beautiful job of laying out this paragraph that tells us some of the many areas, and it's expansive. The idea is that it should be expansive in a lot of different ways, but to give people some guidance on what sort of content areas they might look at. You can use your best judgment on this when you're selecting these topics, but some areas to consider are but not limited to age, ethnicity, geographic region, gender identity, gender expression, military status, physical, mental, developmental diversity and capacity, nationality, political views, race, religion, socioeconomic status, sexual orientation, cultural oppression, racism, classism, sexism, homophobia, sizeism, ageism, transphobia, global sociopolitical issues, intergenerational issues, language acquisition, Canadian specific content. Can you see there's a theme here? It's those sort of topics that help us feel connected or othered in society that might affect our mental health, our social well-being, and how we live and exist in the world. And those topics are really important for us as drama therapists to consider. So Shabria is working on a video to help explain that. And again, we're looking for people to provide in-person conference sessions, symposium sessions, potentially video recorded CE sessions that can be accessed. There's lots of different possible opportunities for being able to access that content. So I hope that helps everybody a little bit to understand what CHED CEs are about. And if you want to help support this committee, please reach out to Shabria or myself, and we'll be happy to get you connected.
Amazing. Thank you, Chayela, and thank you to the wonderful and amazing and important work that the Cultural Humility, Equity, and Diversity Committee is engaged with, has been engaged with, is engaged with, and will be engaged with, right? And so now we're going to move on to our Disability Justice Group, which is supported by Maria Hortomotska, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce Maria into the space. So everyone in the space, let's have a rave, warm welcome for Maria Hortomotska, the coordinator and originator of the Disability Justice Group, supported by the NADTA and also New York University. Maria.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Maria's on mute.
Maria, I believe you're on mute.
Apologies. Can you hear me now?
We can. Once
Okay,
again,
good.
let's welcome in Maria, everybody.
Sorry. My name is Maria. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a cis white woman wearing glasses. I identify as somebody who's living with several diagnoses of mental illness. I'm a professor at New York University, and the Disability Justice Interest Group has been operating under the umbrella of the CHED Committee for many years now. And we've been gathering with our focus, which is intended to change the culture of drama therapy and to imagine our disabled futures together. We follow the tenets of disability justice and Mad Pride movements, centering interdependence, wholeness, and leadership by those most impacted. We're committed to changing the way things have been done, committed to no longer treating people or to provide clinical interventions, but really thinking about how we companion the folks whom we support on this walk in life and to reimagine a more inclusive future in which we all acknowledge and understand that if we do not identify as living with a diagnosis of something disabling or a disabling condition at the moment, we will all at some point. We're actively thinking about how to dismantle, decolonize, and disrupt our profession and to shift some of the traditional therapeutic power dynamics to a model that resembles more mutual aid. I've been noticing in the chat, many members of the Disability Justice Interest Group are the ones asking questions today. Shout out to Courtney Way, Dana Sayre, Marielle Duke, Rosamar Hernandez, Adam Stevens, who's been such an elemental member and a support of the group. So we are thinking about how our work is a form of care work. You can also find a primer on disability justice on the CHED part of the website of on the NADTA website. If, Adam, you move on to some of the next slides, you can show the different gatherings that we've had throughout the year. A few members of the DJ committee did collaborate with the Leslie Disabilities Lab. A shout out to Angel Cook and Caitlin McFan for that incredible work that's happening at Leslie University. And I think of particular note was our talk from Lydia Exey Brown, which was an incredible talk last spring. So just to quote a little quote from Leah Lakshmi Pepsna Semersina from her book, The Future is Disabled. She wrote this to us. She said, I believe in the disabled future. This is a radical statement. Disabled people aren't supposed to be alive, take up space, exist joyfully, complicatedly, thrivingly in the present. In the bad future of all kinds of dystopian imaginings, disabled people are either everywhere with our pathetic, pain-filled, dysfunctional, broken body minds. We're the tragic autistic in The Children of Men who can't look up from his devices, the disfigured, ugly babies produced by toxic waste and climate change. We're the cautionary tale told to children, warning them to fight climate change and fascism or just look what will happen. On the other hand, in so much utopian social justice oriented science fiction, it is unquestioned that in the good utopian future, disabled people don't exist. Everyone eats organic, and disabled babies are eliminated before birth through genetic selection that no one ever calls eugenics. In the happy future, we're all dead. Please join us for our committee gatherings. If you're interested in becoming a part of our interest group, I'm calling it a committee. We're not a full-fledged committee yet. We're an interest group. Please email me. I'm going to put my email address in the chat now, and we'll get you on the mailing list, and look forward to seeing folks in the spring as we gather again.
Indeed. Maria, we cannot thank you enough into the work that the Disability Justice Group has done over the past few years. It's really incredible and necessary, and we need to move into this, right? This is not something that can be ignored. It needs to be something that we acknowledge as a community, as an organization. And again, on behalf of the organization, Maria and Disability Justice Group, we say thank you. Thank you very much. And so we're going to continue on with another initiative supported by the CHEDIC committee, and that is going to pass on to, it's really nice when you have a former student who then becomes a leader in the field and does incredible work. And so I'm really excited to welcome Akala Khanna to our virtual stage to talk about the incredible work that she is doing. Much incredible work, but one thing that we're going to highlight today is the work with crossing borders. So Akala, welcome in. The stage, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Adam. Happy New Year, everybody. Good to see common faces and familiar faces. I just want to say that, we are in solidarity with the disability justice movement. And, thank you, Maria, for reminding us that we all live in a very interconnected world. So on that note, drama therapy departments all over the global north are accepting between 1 to 5 international students. And yet our departments are not, don't have the resources and the capacities to address the very unique cultural context of all these students who we are admitting from all these different countries. And as the US is becoming more politically complicated, it is important to have a support group specifically for international students. So Crossing Borders was a group that was created in early 2023 so it was Sama Ikram, Mallory Minison, Anupriya Banerjee, Naomi Saikachi, and Vyosa Ramadani, along with me. We came together and we decided to, just like how the NADTA has different regions, like the Eastern rep, the Midwestern rep, somehow us as international students and international RDTs were falling in the gaps, and we couldn't find a space besides just a room in the NADTA conference. So we decided to come together and create a gathering and a community space for others like us. And the ironical part of all of this, I think that Shayala mentioned, drama therapy as a codified methodology, and all of us are coming from countries where the arts, music, and culture is part of our DNA. So when we talk about the roots of this profession and from where it started, it is important that we are attracted to this profession because it is in the fabric of our very culture. We might not have the codified language that the NADTA has, but we we live with it in our bodies. So why not become more integrated and find a space to acknowledge our many artistries? So the goal of the Crossing Borders group is really simple. One is to address the gaps of the questions regarding visas issues, financial issues, job securities, being an international in the US. And secondly, is to strengthen our indigenous and creative artistry that often can become colonized when we enter Western academic spaces. We hold quarterly online meetings, and they're 90 minutes long. And we started this, like we said, in 2023, and since then we have had over 100 registration. We've had students and participants from 19 universities representing 25 different countries. 53% identify as students, 38% are working professionals. We've held 9 meetings around 9 themes, with an average of 5 to 6 participants per meeting. If you can go to the next slide, Adam. On our survey, we had a list of questions, and we had over 37 responses just with people writing down why this group was important. And these are some of the responses that have emerged on the chat, and also some of the responses that we address in our gatherings. So I'll just stay on this page for maybe a minute for you guys to just read. These are members of the NADTA, the future members of NADTA, and these are our questions. Okay, we can go to the next slide. As the US government is becoming tighter around immigration policies, it is affecting our job opportunities in the US. Many of us have made huge amount of financial and social investments. And I just want to emphasize this again, the kind of investment that international applicants take to enter into our academic spaces is massive and becoming even harder and tougher. So how are we responding to these investments that members of our community are taking? So in light of that, we will be hosting a conversation next weekend on Sunday, February 2nd, featuring many faces who are here: Monica Gamboa, June Deng, Ishita Pahoja, Iris Ridley, who will be talking about the OPT to H-1B process, how it is like to pitch yourself as a drama therapist from a different country to your employer if you would like to get sponsorship. This is an anecdotal conversation, and we encourage people to talk to their immigration officers and lawyers within the university campuses for more specific advice. But we will be sharing community with us next weekend. So we encourage anybody who's interested to learn more about these very technical and deeply personal problems in our discussion next week. Thank you, Adam.
Akala, thank you. And this is just so crucial and important. We are a melting pot as an organization, and we welcome everyone. And what you spoke to, Akala, around the limitations that are being furnished right now, it's really hard. And the anecdotes that will be heard next week are so honest and transparent and real and necessary for people to hear. And I invite you, the information's all there on the bottom of the screen there, to scan and register. If you have questions for Akala or the committee, please, reach out, crossingbordersdt@gmail.com. And please do sign up. Please do show up. Even if it's not a part of your story, you need to show up and listen. And then listen on repeat. So this way you understand the stories of others, because that's how we grow, isn't it? Akala, I can't thank you again. Membership, please, let's give a round of applause to Akala. Thank you. With appreciation. All righty. So we heard from Cindy Cody before, and we talked about Canadian membership and our fantastic conference in Canada. And now it's time to hear from some of the other regions. And so I'm going to pass it to our awesome Eastern Region rep, Abby Truex, to talk about some of the things that have been happening this year in the Eastern Region. Hey, Abby Truex.
Hi, everyone. Happy membership meeting. I wanted to just take a minute to celebrate the 2024 Eastern Region Symposium. This was something that our previous Eastern rep, Lillian, really spearheaded, and it was a deep dive into being the Eastern region rep. This was the first thing we did together. So the theme was At the Intersections, investigating how our role as drama therapists intersects with other identities, professions, and social movements. We partnered with not only the NADTA, but NYU's drama therapy program and CUNY's School of Professional Studies Master in Applied Theater. So we had a lot of different identities, backgrounds, careers, students that were a part of creating and presenting at this symposium. We were able to offer 22 workshops, 1 performance, and then we also had a closing ceremony that featured the Big Apple Playback Theater. Big thank you to them. This was a great opportunity for the Eastern region to showcase the work it's doing and also connect with different intersections within drama therapy, theater, mental health as a whole. So yeah, I'm hoping we maybe might do something for 2025. If not, definitely 2026. So I look forward to celebrating our Eastern region community again, hopefully in the near future. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Abby. The event was absolutely sensational. Thank you to Lillian and Chelsea and Abby and everyone who made it possible. All of our partners, NYU, CUNY. It was a fantastic event, and we look forward to seeing what's going to happen next in the Eastern region. Thank you for your leadership and guidance, Abby Truex. And now on to another leader. Here are some photos from the Eastern Region Symposium featuring some of the presenters and performances. It was out of this world. There it is. And now, celebrating the 2024 Western Region Symposiums, plural. Who better to share than our Western Region rep, Ryan Listman. Ryan, thanks again for all the incredible work you are doing. Would you be okay to talk about some of what happened on the Western Region this past year?
Oh, it'd be my pleasure, Adam. Thank you so much. Great introduction. Hi, everyone. I'm your Western Region representative. I'm very happy to share briefly about these 2 symposiums. We had one in the Bay Area. It was in Hayward, California. The theme of that was Seas of Change, the Tides of Innovation in Drama Therapy. And we also had a Seattle symposium, and the theme of that one was Belonging Together Under One Sky. You'll see in the pictures, the one on the top is from the Katuya Dancers, which was done in Seattle. That was absolutely breathtaking. A Alaskan indigenous dance group that performed in just such a deeply inspiring, very moving way. I was very touched and honored to have them grace the symposium. And you see at the bottom, we had the Wandering in Circles group. This Bay Area symposium took place at California State East Bay. We were kindly provided the space for free by Professor Eric Coopers, and thanks to Maggie Yao Wilson at Antioch University, we were also provided the space for free in Seattle. I want to highlight that we had 21 workshops, and I just want to share that a good portion of these workshops were led by first-time presenters, which I am extremely grateful for. I'm so happy for every single presenter. I sincerely hope and believe and am excited to see their continued presentations at all future conferences, both regional and national. And I also want to share that the one thing I want to really emphasize with these symposiums and why I think they're so important is because I think it gives a really important opportunity to connect at the regional level. I do think that connecting at the national level, at the North American level that we are doing now is very important. I also think it's really important to find regional communities in whatever way that you feel comfortable. And I love the fact that we're able to connect in this way and grow and learn together and share. And I think that it's really important to recognize that there are so many people who truly care about your continued growth and your education and your passion and this shared love that we have for drama therapy. And I strongly encourage wherever you are personally at in your journey, I really encourage you to reach out to your regional rep and see if there's an opportunity for you to present. I just want to highlight that as regional reps, we are granted a budget to be able to provide seed money to fund a project, any kind of workshop, presentation that you're interested in. We want to help you. We want to give you this amazing platform to share your passions and your work. And I just really have been deeply blessed to have been the Western Region rep for 3 years now, coming on 4 years. And I'm excited to see how we can continue to grow in the Western Region. Thank you so much.
Ryan, thank you. And thank you for all the incredible work that you have done over this past years. Not one symposium, y'all, but two. Oh my gosh, incredible. Ryan, your commitment and your passion. We see you and we thank you for all that you do, Ryan. You're a huge asset to the organization and as a regional rep. Really proud of you. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank
So
you.
you see that Abby's doing incredible work. Ryan's doing incredible work. And now we're going to move to Lisa Moreno, our Central Region rep, who's going to continue to tell us about what's happening there. Hey, Lisa, are you ready to share the amazing work and initiatives that you and your Central Region rep are going through right now?
Yes, thank you very much. Greetings, y'all. I'm very excited to be with you today. I do have a session starting in 10 minutes, so I'm going to go really, really quickly. In the Central Region, we have 20 states, and so we have very impactful work happening across our 20 states. However, it hasn't quite been workable for us to come together in person. So we have been meeting virtually. We, over 2024, have had 14 virtual gatherings together. We did 7 that were focused on professional development and topics that the region felt were areas for growth and attention. And then we did 7 gatherings that were meant for community building. And so I affectionately call these no agenda meetings. People come in and they bring what they feel they need at that meeting, and then we just meet in community and talk and share. And so the plans for 2025 are in process. We will continue to have the virtual gatherings, both professional development focused and community building focused, but it is also my final year as your Central Region representative. So my hope is also for us to organize an in-person symposium, and that is in the works. And as soon as I have more details on that, that will be shared out to the community. And please know, if you're in the Central Region, you are always welcome to reach out to me. And those of you who are members of NADTA, please know that you are always welcome at any of our virtual gatherings. And the information is for everyone. And thank you. I have to go. Bye.
Lisa, that was incredible. So excited for the potential of a Central Region Symposium. Also want to highlight and give kudos to Lisa. Lisa was an incredible asset to our conference, organizing and keeping us together in ways that were unimaginable because of Lisa's initiative. The conference ran that much smoothly. And so I want to give Lisa her flowers and say thank you for your work as our Central Region rep, but also thank you for stepping into a dual role and supporting the conference in the way that you did. So just let's hear it for Lisa, everyone. Thank you, Lisa. All right. And so we're moving on. We're coming to the close of our meeting. It's coming soon. So what's happening next? We're going to hear from Karen Knappenberger, our past NADTA treasurer and current participant with the Drama Therapy Fund. And then, well, we said it was going to happen. We're going to announce a location for the 2025 annual conference. This is very exciting. And then if you'd like to stay after, for the first time ever, we're going to have our Tunnel of Love. So at the conference, we have this Tunnel of Love. It's a ritual, it's a milestone, it's a whole thing. And then our president-elect, Chayela Rose, said, Adam, I have an idea. And I said, Chayela, what's your idea? And she said, let's do a virtual Tunnel of Love. So those of you who weren't able to make it to the conference can still have an opportunity to go through the virtual Tunnel of Love. And that's going to be happening right as the meeting ends at the end. So this way you can stay and be recognized if you like. But we also know that the contract for today was until 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'd love for you to stay. And also, we understand if you have to go. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to the incredible Karen Knappenberger. Hey, Karen Knappenberger.
Hello, thank you. Can everybody hear? Can you hear me, Adam?
Karen, we can hear you and we can see you. I'm going to share your slides because they're amazing.
Thank you, thank you. So thank you, NADTA, thank you, membership. I'm here today representing the Drama Therapy Fund. Telling you some of the great things that we do have going on, and just kind of in that same vein of transparency, just to kind of about where we're at and what some of our needs are. So our fiscal year, we're way into 2025 right now. just so for a reference, our operating budget is about 15,000. So we're small but mighty. And this year we've already gone through over $10,000 in grants, scholarships, and awards for our Enhancing the Field, Professional Development in CE, our HBCU Educational Outreach Award. We did have a participant at the conference this year, as well as our Disability Accessibility Conference Award, and 18 conference scholarships. So we haven't even been able to go through our funding for the January 15th. So those of you that have stuff in, our committees are working on it. We are the charitable arm of supporting drama therapy, the growth of drama therapy. And so we do that through fundraising. We can accept donations anytime through PayPal or on our website. I know that we also have the opportunity when you're renewing through NADTA to do that. We have been offering a pop-up store. It was open. It was fabulous. There were some issues. We're working those out. And it's going to open up again March 15th through April 15th so we can get some of that swag. Because one of the things that we have been hearing is that there's a lack of drama therapy swag in the universe. So we're trying to fill that void, but also put some funding back into our programs. I know that we will be offering an online raffle before our conference this year. One of the big fundraisers that we do offer is for folks to purchase some raffle tickets for a free free registration to the NADTA conference, which we're going to hear about. So we are very excited. The best way to find out what's going on is to follow us on Facebook, but you can also go to our website at thedramatherapyfund.org. And Adam, if you wouldn't mind switching to the next slide. A couple of things. There's a QR code there to go. You can go and find out more of what we have to offer and when our registration deadlines. We are doing a new online application process, so you don't have to worry about emailing us and getting lost in emails and some of the stuff that we had talked about earlier today. So now everything is embedded into the website and you can just upload it there. It's like easier than sending an email. Our application period will open 2 months before the admission deadline for each award and 2 months before the conference. So we will be announcing when those conference scholarship deadlines are up and running once we find out the information here in a little bit. So really encourage anyone to apply. If you don't need it and you get it, great. But we oftentimes have folks that come back in and say, "Oh, I forgot," and we really want to make sure that we're able to fund as many individuals as we can. Additionally, we are a volunteer board, just like NADTA, and so we are looking for board members to fill some of those roles. So there's a lot of opportunity to get your feet wet. We are not as an intensive working board as the NADTA is, so it's a wonderful time for folks to kind of get started and learn and leadership and committee work. So if you are interested, there is an application again on our website. We'll reach out and have a discussion with you and find out where we fit to continue growing. So really appreciate all the work, appreciate this community. And if there's anything we can do, please don't hesitate. Our contact, that email's wrong. dramatherapyfund@gmail.org is the best way to get a hold of us. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Karen. Give it up for Karen and the Drama Therapy Fund and the board and all that they do. Karen, could you put the Drama Therapy Fund email in the chat? Thank you so much. So many scholarships, y'all. So many scholarships were offered to people so that they could participate in community. A pop-up shop, drama therapy merchandise. What? I know I'm not the only one who's excited about that. So when it pops up, get into it. And then there's a QR code at the bottom that links you to all the things. Join as a volunteer, make a donation, get into it, y'all, because this is one of the ways that we are thriving and supporting our members. Yeah. Thank you so much. And Karen, thank you so much for being here and speaking on behalf of the Drama Therapy Fund. All right. Oh my gosh, a 2025 conference update with Madam Vice President Emily Faith. Oh my gosh, Madam Vice President Emily Faith, are you there?
I'm here, Adam. Are you there?
I guess so, sure.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Emily Faith, she, her. I'm the vice president coming from Dallas, Texas, Central Region. I have my NADTA chip clip. I just wanted to show everyone if you got one of these, still going strong. And I think it's funny that that was on my snack bag today. Thank you, board, for these important updates. I'm really excited for this conference. The board, in partnership with First Point, has taken all of your feedback and really seriously planning the 2025 and 2026. We're doing two at the same time, conferences that are coming up. Just want to let everyone know there's a call for proposals that'll be out on March 1st. Let's see what else. Call for proposals for posters and papers. We really want to highlight papers this year, as well as sponsorship and panel opportunities. So please keep an eye out. And this, I think, is a good time to introduce our conference team, which we have. So if you are not our conference team, if you could quickly just go off camera. I'd love to introduce quickly Susanna Shutt, Nicole Ventura, Ofer Shamir, and Megan Savarich Knight. Thank you all so much for your work. These are the people that are already planning an amazing conference. We are in very good hands. Yeah, a lot of woohoos in the chat. Awesome. Everyone else can come back. But I just want to say a couple more things. Behind the scenes, we, with the office and the board and our chairs, we are planning this 2025 conference. And the 2024 conference was a hit. We already mentioned that, but thank you all who participated in that. And to ensure that this year is a success, we wanted to do something a little bit different and set a precedent moving forward. So we sent some representatives out to find the perfect enough location for everyone. And recently I got this really kind of wild FaceTime from the field, but my cell connection was a little bit spotty, and I think some of the details are not clear. So if you don't mind, group, I'd love to share the video with you now, and maybe we can collectively figure out what was going on and where this conference will take place. So hit it.
Hey, Emily. Hey, Emily. Hey, Ofer. Hey, Adam.
Hey, Adam. Hey, Ofer.
Hey, Emily. Hey, Emily. Hey, Ofer. Hey, Adam.
Hey, Adam. Hey, Ofer.
Hey, Madam Vice President. We need to get into that. I know, I'm going. Yeah. So, Emily, you'll never guess where we are. We've been traveling all across North America to find the perfect conference venue for the 2025 NADTA conference. Wait a minute, Emily, can you hear us?
Adam, Ofer, I can't hear you. It's hard to hear.
The signal's going. Hello? Emily.
Okay, maybe it's my location. I'm just gonna come over here and try to call them back. Okay.
What do you call these? These are so good. Oh, we're back online. We're back online. You never guess where we are. We have to tell you. Wait a minute.
Please tell me.
No, the connection. Emily. Oh.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm just going to go to a different part of my house and try to call them back. Okay.
Oh wait, are we spinning? I feel like we're spinning. Is this the drink?
No, it's not the drink. We're at the Carousel Bar where everything is spinning and it's a... Wait, Emily.
Emily?
Yes. Hi, Adam. Ofer. Hello. Where are you? Why are you spinning?
Emily, are you there?
Are you there? Oh no. We lost her again. Okay, well, cheers.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm just gonna use my brain here. Okay. They were in front of a fountain. They were eating beignets, and they were at this bar that seemed to spin in circles like a carousel. No, I don't think I have enough information yet. I don't think I can go to this membership meeting. I'm gonna call them back one more time, just maybe from over here.
All right, Emily and NADTA membership, the jig is up. It's finally time to say we are live from Bourbon Street. And the NADTA 2025 conference is gonna be in...
Wait. Don't tell them yet. Don't tell them yet. I think we should all tell them together. Just give us one more clue. Hello, Adam. Adam. They're just dancing with a stranger.
All right, NADTA, it's official. The 2025 conference is going to be in. Madam Vice President, would you do the honors?
Absolutely. Drum roll, please. New Orleans, Louisiana.
Hooray!
Yeah, we're woo, woo, woo.
So
Yes,
stay
yes,
tuned
yes.
for more information, as Emily said, about call for proposals. Stay tuned about bookings for hotel reservations. They're coming to you soon. We're so excited to celebrate. Emily, what region is this going to be in?
This is going to be in the central region, which we haven't seen in 8 years. So we're really excited about that. This is also going to be in the South. I am a Southern drama therapist, and I know there's a valid but also often limited lens of the South and the folks here. So I'm really excited to bring the NADTA to this region, which is rich with community that love each other and fight for each other, and the drama therapists that are doing work that is always important, but especially right now. Adam, should we talk
Emily,
about what's happening in 2026?
2020? There's an announcement for 2026 too?
I know, I'm sorry. I kind of have to bring it up. I'm just wondering if we should talk about where the conference might be.
Oh, maybe we can give a teaser. What do you think, Madam Vice President?
Give them a little tease. Why don't we?
Oh,
So, oh,
2026 Conference B. So in the chat, let's hear some ideas. But what we know to be true is that the conference, can we tell them, Emily, is that okay?
yeah, go for it.
Okay. It's a good question where it should be. The anticipation, it's thrilling. And 2026, we're going to the West Coast. We going West Side, everybody. And so as we're closing for this part, before we go into our tunnel of love, we wanted you to know that we're moving west, y'all. So we had 2 conferences on the East Coast. Yes, as Emily just shared, we're going to the Central Region to Louisiana for 2025, and it's going to be lit. It's going to be everything. So get on down to the Bayou and let's go to Louisiana for the New Orleans conference. But then we're like, our West Coast membership must be like, what's happening? We know 2026, the conference is going to be in the West Coast, and we want to hear from you, our NADTA membership. Should we have it in SoCal? Should we have it in the Bay Area? Should we go to Seattle? Where should the conference be? Stay tuned for announcements because we want you, our NADTA membership, to be part of the decision for the 2026 conference. And as I mentioned, and as Emily Dunn said, what we know to be true is it's going to definitely be where? On the West Coast. So we're making our way west, everybody. So wow, wow, wow. We're coming to the close of our meeting. We have taken 6 minutes from you, but what we know to be true is it wouldn't be a membership meeting unless we ran a little bit over. Am I right? And so humanizing that experience with all of you. We're going to move on to our last slide. And, again, you can stay after for our celebration. What is it called, Chayela?
It's the virtual tunnel of love.
Yes, that's going to be happening as an after moment to celebrate all of our new PRDTs, RDTs, and BCTs. But in the meantime, I want to take a moment to just thank you all for showing up today. Thank you for being drama therapists. Thank you for being members of the NADTA. Thank you for being you, lifting up our communications chair, Monica Gamboa, who did an incredible amount of marketing and promotion we had over 200 registrants, y'all, so that's really cool. And thank you, Monica, for that. Thank you again to our board, our phenomenal board, our exec board, our board, everybody. They're amazing, they're extraordinary. Thanks to our office, and thank you again to all of you. In closing, everybody, right? In closing, what do we want to know? A lot of information was taken in today, so you're going to be digesting this. Once again, questions, comments, concerns, we welcome them at office@nadta.org. And I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful. I'm hopeful that this organization is heading in a direction that we want it to go, that it needs to go, and that all of us together will make it happen through transformation and transparency. I'll even add love because that's what I do. And so with that said, we want to know in the chat, what is your hope for the organization? How will you bring hope to our NADTA future? So in closing, in the chat, please write down how you will bring hope into our NADTA future. How will you bring hope? So, Chayla, would it be all right if we were to go back and forth and just kind of read what some of the members said?
Absolutely. Let's do it. It's
All
moving
right,
really fast, so I'll try to keep up.
you got it. So Michelle says, fight and stand with all members.
Acceptance.
Social action.
Continue to find new spaces for drama therapy to heal our communities.
Resilience at every step.
Volunteer inclusivity.
Someone
Inclusively.
named Chayla Rose said, I'm going to show up just as I am, but I'll be here.
I will support all members and make everyone feel included and important.
Circling around behind targeted folks, the U.S., these next few years. Thank you.
Through play.
Actively recruiting more HBCU students into our field. Thank you, Jordan Stewart. We see you.
Yes. Acceptance.
More memberships, more membership communication and care.
Courage.
A budget that is balanced, says Madam Treasurer.
Working together again. Thank you, Sally Bailey.
Heidi Landis, that we can repair with people who have been hurt by the organization. That's right. So they can come back into our community. Heidi, thank you for bringing in that truth. Appreciate you.
To reconnect with the art and community of drama therapy. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Angel Cook, Community Connection. Cindy Cody, listening.
Teresa White says more RDT recognition across the USA.
Greater access to the organization is where I place my hope, says Maria Hardemowska.
Jonna B. Sack, well-being across borders.
Just a few more. Let's have courage.
That we can repair with people who have been hurt by the org so they can come back into the community. Thank you, Heidi.
And may this list continue on and on. And Jason Conover says, more love and less violence. And I think that's a beautiful way to punctuate for now, but it's more of a comma because we know that we will continue. So once again, everyone, thank you for being here today. If you want to stay, you're most welcome. We would love to have you for our virtual tunnel of love. And I want to invite everyone for the last time, please come off mute. All right, here we go. Everybody say love.
Love.
Everybody say love.
Love.
Everybody say love. With that, thank you once again for being here. Have a great rest of your day, night, morning, whatever it may be. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Chayela, hi there.
Hey, Adam.
Thanks everyone for staying. Chayela, it's
Yes?
that time to do that thing.
It's that time. Are we going to see the tunnel of love? Do you have the slides?
I sure do have the slide. So here we go. We're going to introduce you all to the tunnel of love. You can give me a ooh ah moment. I'm going to share my screen once again as I do. So here it is for the first time ever, the virtual tunnel of love. It's a whole thing. Wow. So imagine we're going through the tunnel. And why do we go through this tunnel, Chayela?
We go through this tunnel to celebrate the hard work and dedication of all of our students and credentialed members that are seeking the PRDT, RDT, and BCT credential, the professionalism of the NADTA.
Amazing. And so without further ado, here we go. Everyone take a moment to breathe in and breathe out. Maybe some music to get us in the mood, am I right?
Do it.
Yeah, man. Really sorry.
You can make noise, give a round of applause, write things in the chat. Cheers.
Yes, Cassandra. Yes, Caitlin. What's going on? Good job, Maria.
again, congratulations to our new PRDTs, DTs, and PTTs. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
I see you over.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Congratulations to all of
Thank you. Bye. Hey, Bradshaw.
Thank you, everybody.